I was off by 1 week. 1 week. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. Obviously, the Panthers beat the Saints and Dennis Allen got fired. What I was referring to in the beginning is that at the beginning of the season, I had a bold prediction that Dennis Allen would be fired by week 10. I said about 3-7, and they would boot him, and then Joe Woods take over. Now, not totally, get it correct, but I was pretty dang close. He gets fired in week 9, and then the interim is actually Rizzi, the special teams coordinator. To Dennis Allen, obviously, we never hope for anybody to lose their job. When they lose their job, it's a very, very difficult time for their family. So prayers out to him. Hopefully that he can find himself another job. I think he can. He's a really good defensive mind, just not a good head coach. For the Panthers side, obviously, great job by not only by Bryce Young. Obviously, the interception it really should have been a fumble on Xavier Legette's part. And then also the fact you have David Moore dropped a pretty good ball by Bryce Young that would have been a touchdown. But besides that, a really great day by him. Jalen Coker looked nice. Xavier Legette outside of that kind of that fumble looked really nice. Jataylon Sanders had a breakout game. Great job by him. Obviously, like a lot of the young pieces are coming together. We have Jonathan Brooks coming up probably this next week. So the young talent is looking good. Damari Richardson on the defensive side and Trevor Wallace, the rookies, are looking really good. Sean Smith Wade's looking decent, but like I say, he's still getting some more reps after we got rid of Troy Hill. Um, so there's a lot of young players that are starting to show, especially Dan Morgan's draft class and his undrafted free agent class has been looking really good. So that's what I really wanted to see. I was so thankful. And you know what? We get a win against a division rival. They go up in arms, and then now they're also being thankful for us that we beat them so they can actually get rid of Dennis Allen. Um, the way that it's making up right now, obviously now we're fourth in as far as like the tankathon, like where replacement are. We have the Saints there at third, we have the Jaguars at two, and then we have the Patriots at one. Um, I kind of still want to be around that 3 to 4 range. Obviously, I don't think we're not going to take a quarterback, but be in a position to trade back for people who want to take a quarterback. Um, I'm so proud of our team, and I'm so proud of also the fact that the trades that we made. Now, obviously, I've kind of talked a little bit about it on Ground Grooves in the past, but the Deontay Johnson trade, looking at it now, it seems that they knew that they wanted to kind of get rid of him. There has been some jabs at the fact that there might have been a little bit of a dissidence with him and the team, and so they kind of just moved on, got what they could, probably got the best offer they possibly could from him for him, and you also give him to contender, so you also kind of do right by him by putting him in a better situation. But the Jonathan Mingo trade, I did not see that coming. Now, I thought we would trade a wide receiver because with Jonathan Brooks coming back and also Jaden Crumedy come back, like you have to make a roster spot. And with the wide receiver room getting as crowded as it is, thought we would trade. Obviously, everyone was talking about Adam Thielen potentially leaving. Him being traded to the Steelers was a big selling point. I didn't think so based on the wide receivers that work well with Russell Wilson. And they end up getting Mike Williams, which I think is a great job for them, getting Mike Williams with George Pickens. Now, Jonathan Mingo trade, we get a fourth, and we give Jonathan Mingo and a seventh to the Cowboys. I know there's a lot of people who are saying that we completely fleeced them, which I think we did, but I do think this is beneficial for Jonathan Mingo. Put him in a new spot, put him in a spot that he's desperately going to be the number two, because when Adam Thielen comes back, he's wide receiver 4 because Jalen Coker took over that role around the time of the Bears game onward. He took over that role, and Jonathan Mingo wasn't really performing. So he was obviously a Fitterer pick. Maybe Dan Morgan kind of liked him. We don't really know. Like some of the stuff under Fitterer that Dan Morgan was a part of, we don't know exactly who was Dan Morgan's guy, who wasn't. Obviously hadn't really worked out for Mingo, so we sent him into a new spot, get as much as we can for him. And if honestly you kind of switch the names, you have Jonathan Mingo for the 6th and the 7th, and Deontay Johnson for the 4th, then like that kind of makes it look a little better as far as like name recognition. But as far as what we get back, get as much as we possibly can. That 4th, if the Cowboys bottom out, because you got the next 4 games, we're going to be Cooper Rush, going against really tough opponents, and you have a pretty tough schedule. If the Cowboys continue to lose, that could be a really good 4th pick on top of the fact we already have our own fourth round pick. So, talking about the trades, very excited we didn't do anything rash. I think that keeping Chuba Hubbard is going to show that we are going to re-sign him. Even if we don't, he's going to have a massive payout when he goes to free agency, and you get a comp pick from that too. I think that we'll probably try to resign him. Obviously, we didn't try to trade J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn's. I hope that he's going to be a part of like the long term success, because he's still young. I think he's about 25 or so. Like, he still has a good, he's probably 25. I think he's around my age, but he's still young. Still has plenty of talent left in the tank. That if we do really good this offseason, which once we're eliminated from playoff contention, which will be soon, I'll do a breakdown as far as like what our needs are, and so be ready for that kind of video. Obviously, have the long form Panthers video of how we got here, and like I said, how we're gonna get back to where we were. Um, I'm so excited for the Panthers for the win. Obviously, up next against the Giants is our last really tank bowl game. The rest of the teams that we're playing are either right at 500, above 500, or like that 3-5, like a Cowboys kind of ordeal, which I think the Cowboys could still probably beat us. So it's interesting to see how we're going to work out for the rest of the season, where our placement is going to be, especially in the draft order. But right now, I'm so content. I'm so happy to be a Panthers fan. There's starts to be a little bit of a feeling for a lot of Panthers fans, like being able to see the vision, being able to see young talent developing in our system that, yeah, it might not be good right now, but if we keep going on this track, we're going to get to success. I'm super duper happy. If you want to comment in the comments below, letting me know, like, either if you're a Saints fan, talking about Dennis Allen or whatever. I appreciate everyone who watches these videos and who watches the streams. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.